Hey there, Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Breckbill, Stampin' Queen. Here is today's card that I'm going to share with you. This is a case from Pinterest. I'm thinking it's Sandy MacGyver, but I'm not sure actually where I copied it from. I made it a couple weeks ago for my birthday bash class, and it's using our Lots of Lavender stamp set, which is a Saleabration stamp set, so you can actually earn this one for free during Saleabration with a $50 purchase. I also used the Friend stamp from Hello Friend, and this is in our annual catalog. But the most exciting thing that I used is our new Stamparatus tool, so that I could get all the 2- and 3-step stamps all lined up. So I did a Facebook Live video on using this. So I'm going to go through it really quick. You can go to Jody Breckbill Stampin' Queen group on Facebook. If you're not a part of that already, ask to be a member, and you can follow along on there with how I did this card, or how I did how I used my Stamparatus tool. So anyway, what I did was let me just do it really quick for those of you who have not seen it. We've got 2 plates, okay, and they do move, so you can take them in and out with the hinge, making sure that every time you do that you're straight up and down when you're doing the hinge. And then this piece comes on and off. So if you've got red rubber stamps, you can take this off. If you're using photopolymer, you can put this on. And then on the underside of this, there are 2 slots that hold the magnet, okay, and the magnet is what adheres and holds your paper still. So I'm going to use mine up in the corner here. I'm going to put my magnet on to hold it. I have my lavender already, everything I need is already stuck on my plates. So I'm going to ink this up with our Memento ink, and I do know that my ink pads are a little bit dry, so I'm kind of hoping that we'll at least get through this video. All right, so I make sure that's nice and inky. I'm going to close my plate and just use some pressure to get my ink onto my paper. Just like this, I kind of think of this as my block, okay? This is now my clear block. So I just have to do a little bit of pushing. And there we go. So now I'm a little light right here. And the beauty of the Stamparatus is like I can come back in with a little bit more ink and have a do-over, and it's exactly where it needs to be, so there is no problem lining it up. So I think I'm gonna waste a lot less paper. Can you see me there? Okay. The reflections here, and I'm making these videos on Sunday after I was working in our barn, so there we go. Okay, so now I have my lavender is up top, and I'm taking Perfect Plum. If I slide this down, you might be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, I'm just going to ink up with my Perfect Plum ink. And this one is really dry, so I'm kind of hoping I'm okay here. Now, one thing that I like to do is kind of keep a wipe around, which I like to do that, but I don't happen to have one. Because sometimes you'll get some ink on your plate, and so a little wipe will help to remove that so that it doesn't transfer onto your cardstock. So I'm just going to close this, and again I'm going to do a little bit of pressure there, and that's going to transfer my purple ink onto my image. Ooh, exactly where I want it. Then I took my plate and I'm going to turn it and put it back in, and I have all my leaves on here, and I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to use the little ink spot that I got in a paper pumpkin kit, which is just perfect for these little guys. Close that, a little pressure to transfer the ink, and everything is lined up perfectly. Now the beauty of this is if I just keep putting, I could do like 70 of these and they'll all come out the same because everything's lined up exactly where it needs to go. I am going to use my crumb cake I have a little bow here, and I totally could put it on here and turn it and do it, but it was just as easy for me to ink that up and just kind of eyeball my little bow. So there we go. That image is already done. So let me scoot this out of the way to show you how I finished my card. All right, so I took another piece of Whisper White. This is just a little bit of scrap, my Memento Black ink. And then I just stamped my thinking of my friend today. I'm going to punch that out with the 1 1/4 circle punch. And then I had, in the Occasions catalog, we have 2 new scallop punches. So I just used that one, the bigger one. I think it's a 1 3/8 scallop punch. I went ahead and punched that out of Perfect Plum. Going to attach my Thinking of You friend, kind of making it a little medallion there. And then I took this piece and attached it to some basic black. I have a very slim mat there. I took a piece of Whisper White and I went ahead and embossed that with one of our new embossing folders. This is in the Occasions catalog. For the life of me, I can't think of what it's called. Petal Palette is the suite, but I don't know the name of the folders, but there's 2 that come in this pack. And so I just did a little strip of that, and I'm going to attach this one to basic black cardstock as well. This one got it through the little, I think I'm going to keep it like that. And then I took some of our, make sure I'm doing this right, some of our burlap ribbon. So I'm going to put 2 strips of our mono adhesive on here. And this ribbon is really very stiff. So we were kind of joking in class when we were working with it that you have to show it who's boss. And I did my flowers upside down. So this, well, they're vines. It'll be okay. So I'm just going to fold that over the one end and kind of pull it tight and fold it over this end. And then I'm going to put, it wants to pop off. See, that's where you're showing it who's boss. You're going to put some mono adhesive on here on these ends and really make it stick to the cardstock base, which is crumb cake. I'm just going to fold that one in half. Put this guy on here. And then just make sure that that mono adhesive is really stuck down. So what we found in class was that the green glue did not work real well. The multi-purpose adhesive, fast fuse would work well, tear and tape would work well, but I just kind of liked putting a couple layers of mono adhesive, of snail adhesive on there, and showed it who's boss. So now I'm going to do some dimensionals. Going to go on here like this, and then I just did a little bit of adhesive and a little dimensional on my medallion to stick that right there. Okay, so there's a very quick and simple card using our Lots of Lavender stamp set and our Stamparatus. If you have any questions about the Stamparatus, let me know. We did have a reservation period for it, which is now over. So if you did not get in on the reservation period, you'll have to wait until the new catalog comes out, which is the beginning of June. So if you did get in on the reservation period, yours will be coming sometime between February and April, depending on when you reserved yours. So it will be in the new catalog. Do not worry. We just did the reservation period because it's going to be so very popular that we let you reserve it ahead of time to prevent back order situations. So thanks so much for dropping by. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week for Movie Monday.